Today's episode 7 of my regular feature where I share with you my latest purchases from the Perfume Parlour. I've got a 5-bottle haul to go through with you all today, which are all extract sprays. And I've got to say that 4 out of the 5 of these are absolute winners. So to find out which ones I'd recommend and which ones I'd advise to approach with a little bit of caution, stay tuned to Mags Frags. Yes, hello again everybody, and thank you very much for tuning in to this special Perfume Parlour episode of Mags Frags. I'm Paul, and this is the 7th episode of my new weekly series that focuses on my latest purchases from the Perfume Parlour. Coming up in today's episode, I've got a couple of long lost gems, a couple of real beast mode performers, and a quirky one that kind of smacks you right in the face, right out of left field. But before I begin this rundown, if you are interested in picking up any of these that feature on this list to try out for yourself, you can use my unique discount code, which you get 10% off your first order, and I'll leave a link to that down in the description. The link will direct you to a login page and you'll be asked to create a login name and a password, but once you've logged in and selected all your purchases, your discount code will automatically be applied at the checkout. And as always, just a quick disclaimer, I don't work for the Perfume Parlour and I don't get paid, and I'm not sponsored by them in any way, so all of the opinions that you're going to hear today are my own opinions, and I did buy all these fragrances with my own money. I do, however, receive a small commission for recommending you to their site, so just by clicking on the link in the description, you'll save you 10% while supporting the channel, and you'll also be helping me to bring you some more free content in the future. Yeah, so whilst we're all here, we may as well kick today's list off with a bang and start with a real beast mode fragrance. This one goes by the name of Great Evening, and the Perfume Parlour code on this one is 1602. This one is a copy of Grand Soir by Maison Francis Kurkdjian. The top notes in this are Spanish labdanum. In the mid we've got tonka bean and benzoin, and in the base there's amber and vanilla. This one is an amber vanilla fragrance that opens up very spicy smelling with a resinous amber note. The vanilla adds a hint of sweetness, but this is not what I'd describe as a sweet smelling scent. It's almost as spicy as Spice Bomb Extreme when you first spray it, but it does transform fairly quickly into a rich and balsamic semi-sweet amber and vanilla fragrance. This is very likeable, and it's not going to challenge your senses like some other niche fragrances do, but it has got enough character for people to know that you're wearing something really quite special and expensive. This is an autumn and winter fragrance, and it smells very classy. It has great projection, and it may actually be a touch too potent in the opening, but after it calms down a little bit, you do get just some really good projection for a couple of hours, and then it kind of sticks more closer to the skin for the next maybe 8 or 9 hours or so. This one is one that I'd strongly recommend that you try for yourselves. I can't guarantee that everyone will love it, but it's one that I really like. Yeah, so next up is one that really put a smile on my face when I first saw that the Perfume Parlour did a clone of this one, because I really love how the original smells, but it just doesn't perform as well as I would have liked it to. This one goes by the name of Mallet Intense Dark, and the Perfume Parlour code on this one is 0638. This one is a copy of Double Black from Ralph Lauren, which is now discontinued, and it's very difficult to get a hold of a copy of this one. The top notes in this are pepper and mango. In the mid we've got roasted coffee beans and Indonesian nutmeg, and in the base there's cardamom, woody notes and juniper. This is a gorgeous, smooth, aromatic fragrance that has a bit of everything. You get a bit of the fruity mango sweetness, some dark roasted coffee and some woodiness in the base. It starts out quite bright with a hint of spiciness from the pepper and the cardamom, but this is quite fleeting. The heart of the fragrance is where it kind of comes to life and it shines when the coffee and the nutmeg come through, and then the mango really brings an interesting sweet twist. It's one of them fragrances that you wish you could just eat and it smells delicious, but the Achilles heel of the original was always its performance. It's a skin scent from pretty much the first spray, and it's definitely one for the wearer rather than being for the people that are around you. This Perfume Parlour version has better performance, and you do get a very similar scent DNA as it dries down, but the opening 20 minutes is probably more pleasing in the original. This is a really nice fragrance, and it's just so inoffensive, and it's very, very easy to wear. It's gentle and it's classy, and again, one that I'd highly recommend that you try, but you must give this Perfume Parlour copy 20 minutes just to settle down and allow the double black scent DNA to come through. Okay, so the third one that I'm going to talk about today is called French Name, and the Perfume Parlour code on this one is 1986. This one is a copy of Cocaine by Frank Boclet. The top notes in this one are caramel, tobacco, bitter orange and red berries. In the mid we've got tuberose, lily and orchid. And in the base we've got monoi oil, vanilla and patchouli. So this opens up with a very unique and very interesting aroma, and I haven't smelled a fragrance remotely like anything like this, so I've got really nothing to compare it to. It's a tuberose bomb, and if you're not familiar with the tuberose note, it's a white floral that smells like having a big bunch of fragrant lilies inside your home. This has been described as having like an opening that smells like mothballs or dirty white florals, and I've got to say that it is quite challenging, and some people are going to find this one a little bit too much to handle. It does sweeten up a touch in the dry down, and the vanilla kind of has a calming influence on it, but it is a bit of a relentless fragrance that I personally find gets really annoying after a while. And I did refer it to smelling like lilies, but it also has the same kind of headache inducing quality that lilies have if you sat in the same vicinity of them for quite a while. It's abrasive, it's unforgiving and it's unapologetic, but very weirdly quite addictive. And even though I'm not really wowed by it, it's one that I end up going back and smelling time after time. I wouldn't say this is definitely not a mass appealing fragrance. It's about as far away as you're ever going to get from me recommending it as a blind buy. I imagine a higher percentage of people who try this aren't going to like it, so this is why the Perfume Parlour is really great, because you get to test it for yourself. But for me, this one is unfortunately not one that I'll be wearing again anytime soon. Okay, next up is one that goes by the name of Twirling Light, and the Perfume Parlour code on this one is 1719. This one is a copy of Dancing on the Moon, which is part of the Replica Fantasy line by Maison Margiela. The top notes in this one are aldehydes. In the mid we've got iris, jasmine sambac and frangipane. And in the base we've got musk, ambergris and cashmeran. This one is a gorgeous fruity floral musk, and everything centres around the note of frangipane. And for anyone who doesn't know what that is, it's a tree that's native to warm tropical areas of the Pacific Islands, the Caribbean and also South America. The yellow flowers that it produces gives off a fragrant tropical fruit type aroma, but this is not a generic fruity fragrance. This also has a muskiness in here which makes it more than suitable for guys to wear. It's an extremely likeable and easy to wear fragrance, but it has enough uniqueness for it to set you apart, and people will definitely ask you what you're wearing when you're rocking this one in the streets. It's one for the warmer months of the year, and it has a really happy and uplifting scent DNA, but it's not your usual citrus or aquatic summertime scent with a generic woody dry down. This is velvety smooth and slightly powdery, but yet fruity with a zingy fizz to it. Add some musky depth and you're kind of somewhere near what it smells like. It's fairly difficult to describe really, and it's one that I definitely recommend that you try for yourself in the warmer weather, and I can't see many people not liking this one, so definitely worth picking up. And finally I've got one called Hectic for Men, and the Perfume Parlour code on this one is 0019. This one is a copy of Armani Mania for Men, which is now discontinued and as rare as hen's teeth, and if you do manage to find a bottle, it's going to cost you £200 for a 50ml bottle size. The top notes in this one are mandarin orange, saffron and tangerine leaves. In the mid you've got cedar and vetiver, and in the base there's amber and musk. This one is just simply an out and out mass appealing dumb reach banger for the summertime, and I can only imagine that this one got discontinued because of maybe low sales as a result of how the bottle looked, coming in like a boring grey coloration rather than how it smelled, because this is lovely. You get oodles of juicy sweet mandarin orange with the slightest hint of saffron, which brings a real interesting twist. The amber, musk and cedar provide a masculine backbone in the dry down, and for the most part you get a super clean, box fresh fruity scent with enough depth to make it unmistakably masculine. The original was created by Francis Kirk-Jan, and he's gone on record to say that this is his best ever creation. This is a masterpiece of a summer fragrance, and one that should have never been discontinued in my opinion. But the Perfume Parlour have come to the rescue again and saved the day and revived a dying classic, so definitely worth picking this one up. Yeah, so in summary, the only one that I would say approach with caution about is the cocaine copy. It's not nasty, but it's certainly at the far end of the spectrum of quirkiness. The other four in this haul are absolute beauties, and I'm actually quite proud of myself for purchasing such a decent little haul. I'd highly recommend you try any of these for yourself, and I'd be eager to hear your thoughts on them, so don't forget to let me know down in the comments section. And if you've stuck with me until the end of this episode, I'd like to say thank you by giving away, I'm going to give away 5 free Perfume Parlour samples to the first 3 people who type in fizzy banana in the comments section. You must live in the UK and also be subscribed to the channel to qualify, so I'll watch out for the first 3 lucky winners, and I'll let you know as soon as possible when I get to you, and then I'll need your address details to send you a selection of these out. So you'll win 5 of these if you just write fizzy banana inside the comments section. Yeah, so once again, that's about it for today's episode, but don't forget I'll be back very soon with another Perfume Parlour haul. And also I've got some really great fragrances to talk about in the 365 project, so keep your eyes peeled for those. And I'll also be reviewing 3 fragrances from KDJ Inspired, which is another clone house. I've ordered them, so they're on the way, and I'll be producing a video as soon as they arrive. So as always guys, if you found this video useful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe to the channel. It's also great to hear your opinions, your thoughts and your critiques on all of the fragrances that feature in these videos, so don't forget to keep your comments coming down in the comments section. So once again, thank you very much for tuning in to this latest Perfume Parlour episode. Stay safe, keep smelling fresh, and I'll see you very soon for another one. Bye bye for now.